Good evening, viewers. This is Baby I, Channel 1. We are on Political Review. I'm Asuchinadu Peters, and today we are going to be looking at the top stories and what is happening within the polity in Nigeria today. Talking about the money crisis and the uprising that is loading up and just the impact it is going to have on the election that will be happening in Nigeria next week. This is part of the things that we're going to be deliberating on. And joining me in the program will be our team of analysts on today's show. Let us quickly take as it happens from western part of Nigeria. While people are out there, a whole lot of things happening. And a lot of, uprising happening within Nigeria. And so many people are asking the question, what is actually the problem with Nigerian government? The confusion is everywhere and a whole lot of things have gone wrong. So we're going to take some of the top stories right now, and when I come back, the lines will be open for you to make your submission on today's political review. Don't go away. I'll be right back on this very series. If you want to be part of the program through calls, you can make use of the call line. I'll be right back shortly after this very video.
See money. They say they don't go collect them. All this thing, they don't go collect them. See money now.
Money plenty where we don't send though.
See money. Say na so. Not be like that now.
Your name again. Your name.
My name is Ayo. I don't feel like you, bros.
You talk.
You get money, we don't spend them.
The problem is we don't know where the one that we listen. Adaba FM talk say they have extended it. Mojala talk say they have extended it. Now they now come say they now collect it again. And in today's news, they say that our people have responded and they said they will not collect it. Why they are support us like this? They did not supposed to support us like this. They are our leader and we're obeying them. We have to do election. And sometimes they will tell us to go and cast our vote. I have my PVC here. This is my voter's card. This is my voter's card here. This is my voter's card. I'm not going to vote anybody. They are not ruling. They don't have anything to do with us. Let them leave us alone. Let them leave us alone. Let not stop.
Now we need change. You don't too much.
Your name. Your name.
My name. Isa na my name. Talk about Isa na my name.
So why the protest?
Because Isa, we have money in the bank. We can accept our money. You can't accept money. See, there was queue in this bank. 1,000 people on the queue to get our money paid out for us. We are suffering. No food, no money, no fuel. Why? I talk about money we have sweat for. I'm not collect money. It's unfair. I'm tired. I'm a graduate. No job in the country. Now me, I'm doing a career to survive. Now, even though I did that, my money to even if I want to buy food, I can't because of
Sorry about that mix-up earlier on. That is the situation of things in Nigeria today. There is a lot of confusion. The people are protesting in some part of Nigeria. There are so many records of attacks on financial institutions. Some banks were attacked and burned because the people are losing their patience. The federal government is giving a different order the Supreme Court is giving a different order. The CBN is saying there is an end to the old Naira notes, that it is no longer a legal tender, while the court, on the other hand, is saying a different thing. And I can tell you, the people have taken a stand without the government. The people have said, since the government is confused, we the people are taking our destiny in our hands, with or without the financial institutions. The people have decided to continue using the old Naira notes as a legal tender among themselves, even though some banks have been reported that they are no longer collecting it. This one happened as I recorded it from the POS, where I went to fix the generating set that we're using on our studios. And to my surprise, the engineer that fixed the generator actually demanded for pay. He doesn't have bank for me to do the transfer to him, and he said I should do it through the POS. Yes, unfortunately, I have been trying to avoid anything that would take me to the POS stand, and I have to cough out 500 naira as what do you call it? The charges for withdrawing just 5,000 naira, and sometimes some places it can go up to about 1,000 naira for 5,000, and some cases 2,000 naira for 5,000. The people are getting seriously worked up and losing their patience. But what surprises me is that the people have decided, the people have resolved to continue using the old Naira note as legal tender. Whatever the bank are doing, whether they are receiving it or not, the people doesn't care. And even whether the CBN is saying it's no longer tender or legal tender, the people are just on their own taking this decision. And this is just part of the recording that I made swiftly to bring it to your notice, so that you will not say it is hearsay. Now, just listen to this raw conversation from the people on the street. I'll be right back to interpret some of the things that you may not understand. Not even what I mean POS. The confusion there. People are now. Ordinary people just decide among okay, we so Baba catch wonderful.
And the honey very cheap for 300.
You mean the police station there?
What
yes.
Bishop. Okay.
Wow. Every the government is feel that now how can you hire provide you go. People decide is here car.
You make cars. You make go cheer. Maginian cars. I would run and get transfer. Happy here. That's what I tell what they have done with that. Do mail and you put to just here with the car.
Can imagine. One of them, thank you.
Then you go cheer.
That is it. That is the story, and that is how we got it from the streets out there. What is your take on this? We'll be having our analysts who will be joining us to deliberate on this. Don't forget that this is a live program. where you can make your submission by calling +234-810-4545-533. You can as well drop your comment on the comment section. We're going to take your opinion as long as it complies with the topic we are discussing today. We are looking at the money crisis, the confusion between the CBN and the Supreme Court, and the stand the people have taken already regarding this entire confusion, and ultimately the impact is going to have on the election that will be happening from next weekend. So all of this is part of what we're talking about. You can reach us through +234-810-4545-533 to make your submission known. And I'll be bringing in our team of analysts, those who will be joining us in this conversation to deliberate on this matter today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. If you are anywhere around your gadgets, please click on the share button. Let more people join us on this program as we deliberate on this. From my own perspective, talking about this very confusion that is happening in Nigeria today, I must tell you that the ordinary people are the worst hit. The people who cannot actually do their transactions without cash, they are the biggest victim of the confusion of the Nigerian federal government. And we're looking at, is this an infighting between the presidency and the presidential candidate of APC, or is it a crush on the people to make them vulnerable during the election, making them easy prey for both buying and selling? These are some of the things we are going to be looking at today, as our team of analysts have already joined us. Let me begin with Ndubisi and Enugu. Hello, Ndubisi, you are welcome to the program.
Hello, Chinedu. Good evening.
Yeah,
and thank you for the good job.
The conversation has started, and Nigeria is in confusion. As an economist, what do you think about this confusion that is happening, especially around the banking sector? You are a banker. We want to have your humble opinion on what is happening between the CBN and the Supreme Court, and generally the stand the people have taken to continue using the old Naira note as a Lego tender.
Hello, Chinedu. Thank you very much for the question. You said as a banker. Well, when I worked in the bank, those good old days, but that's not the case now. Banking is almost being destroyed because of non-professionalism. You know, those days when I worked in the bank, we have professionals all through. But these days, you could imagine one single branch with just 2 permanent staff, and every other person you are seeing in bank branch is contract staff part. But however, that's not the issue. The issue of redesigning Naira is a very good policy. It's a way of encouraging people to bring back money in circulation to the banking book. But statistically, CBN has it at about 2 points was in circulation, but less than 20% of that inside the banking book. That is not good for economy, because for every good economic transaction or banking transaction, central bank of any country to be able to give account of money in circulation at least up to 90%. That is the standard. But that is not the case with Nigeria. So the policy of redesigning note is a very good policy, but poorly executed. It is poorly executed. And to that extent, I can simply say, as an economist, a village one indeed, street economist, that this is political The monetary policy execution is purely for political reasons. It's not for economic reason or economic consideration. Because if it's for economic consideration, the timing is wrong. It should have been done other time, some other time, different from this critical period of time when election is almost close. Chinedu, you could recall that some times ago when we were having this discussion, I proposed that central bank, if they meant business or if they are considering the, of the generality of the Nigerian masses, should have flooded the market with lower bills like 20 naira, 50 naira, or 100 naira. Yes, the policy implementation started 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago. As at December, when I got to bank branch, banks were still paying old notes instead of trying to track all the and the reason lower bills, fully printed naira notes. But they weren't doing it. As at December last year, banks were still paying out old notes, meaning that old notes were allowed to be in circulation even up till last week. So the policy execution is not good at all. I believe somebody somewhere is planning to induce or to introduce crisis or, or to ignite uh, 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 crisis among the Nigerian populace. And that is the situation you have seen now. That is why I said the execution of this beautiful policy is poorly executed, which is not supposed to be. Some of these things are not rocket science. Most times we use the word rocket science. Because even as a layman, without you being an economist, as an accountant, it's not a big deal implementing, executing, and enforcing this monetary policy. It's not a big deal at all. It's something anybody can do. With proper planning, going with all the stakeholders, carrying all the stakeholders along, the policy would have been seamlessly executed without anybody knowing about it. You know, Nigeria market is cash-based market. This policy, I want to point out, before I allow another person to speak, is quite different from cashless policy. Redesigning Naira note is different from cashless policy. CBN implementing cashless policy. What am I trying to say? If you are talking about cashless society or cashless economy, you should bear in mind that up to say 60% of Nigerians are unbanked, meaning that they don't have access to banking transactions. We have 83 million Nigerians registered under National Identity Card Program. And we have about 94 million Nigerians registered under INEC. Now, what happens to about 100 million Nigerians who do not have access to internet, who do not have access to voters card? They do not have access to BVN. And without BVN, you can't complete banking transaction. What happens to those ones? Those ones do not know anything about internet banking. They do not know anything about cashless. To them, business transaction is cash, trade by barter. They use cash to exchange their goods. These are the people cannot do without cash. Because these days we are talking about go and do transfer. Go and do transfer. Maybe transfer is everywhere. Transfer can only take care of 90 million Nigerians. What happens to the other 100 million Nigerians who do not have anything you call internet? They don't even know anything about electronic banking. All they know is money. They use money to do their business. So, see, I know CBN has plan for agency banking, but it will take time to get to all those places. So, I'm trying to differentiate between cashless and redesigning note, because most people are confusing these two things. Most people are taking redesigning Naira as cashless. To the extent
Don't
that
you think that even federal government is trying to use this opportunity to introduce cashless policy? But
now,
just like you acknowledge that it is poorly executed in all ramifications, and to a large extent, it is politically induced. It is politically motivated. Now we are now looking at who is the target. Is it the opposition or the opposition within opposition in government? You know what I mean by opposition within opposition in government? The PDP,
yes,
the APC presidential candidate who is crying foul about this whole thing that is happening. Now the people are agitated, the people are restless, the economy is crashing by double quick march. The people are losing their patience. In fact, the entire system is shutting down and there is an uprising. We are looking at it from different perspectives. Are you seeing
now,
possibility of making the people vulnerable for both buying and selling?
Chinedu, we are migrating from economic consideration to political consideration,
Exactly.
because this your question is not economically based, it's politically driven. To that extent, in politics, anything could be possible. In politics, oppositions could sacrifice 1,000 lives just to hijack power. They said power is war. Power is taken, is not given. When Tinubu declared for in London, he told his supporters that they have to take power by force. Power is taken. So, as in your question, who is it within the APC or so? I am not a member of any party. I'm not in Aso Rock, but from street consideration or street sense, I could say that APC, in fact, you can't conclude anything yet. You can't say
Okay.
that this policy is against Tinubu Chinedu,
All right. Okay. Let us
because
bring in other
Tinubu.
people to make their submission on the issue.
Wait, let me conclude. You could not say, because Tinubu could inside be in support of this policy, but outside he's shouting, "Hey, Buhari, hey, I don't support. Let's go to court." But meanwhile, it's them that is doing it inside. You should know the 48 laws of power and how these power mongers do.
That's why we are
Nothing should be
that,
taken for granted.
Andy, that is why we are
Nothing should
looking
be
at the
taken.
possibility of using this opportunity to create a kind of atmosphere, making the people vulnerable for vote buying. Because when you don't
Now,
have cash and somebody is offering you 1,000 naira for you to sell your vote, people can easily sell their vote. So that's what we're
no,
looking at.
it might backfire. It might not work that way. You
Okay.
can still give you can still give people money and people will still vote against you out of anger.
All right. Okay. Now let us take other call, other people who are joining us. We hello.
Yeah.
The other person on the line is this Henry. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay. My name is Olisa.
Okay, Olisa on the line. Go ahead with your submission. You have what we're talking about.
I will try to speak on the political aspect of the whole thing.
All right,
I
go
don't want
ahead.
to delve into the economic aspect, because I think NDBC has done his bit, and he has done a great bit in explaining how it's affecting us, it's like most of us are not into the whole digital stuff, and it's really having a huge toll on those people, because for them to get used to the new system, it's going to take a while. But in terms of politics, it's good for our democracy, Well, this will be the first election that hopefully we will not have vote buying. We will not have vote buying as a bane to people's decision or people's choice. So I feel that the decision of the CBN in collaboration with the federal government has really done a good deed in enhancing our democracy, in making sure that the politicians are not dependent on monetary inducements to win elections, so that they can be able to appeal to the sentiments of their voters, to the electorate, so that they can be able to go down to the grassroots.
Are you saying that the federal government is in order in the way they carry about this very policy? Because when you talk about balancing the equation, the political aspect of it, their political intention, and as well the impact it's having on the people and the economy.
The impact it's having on the economy is the one. If you go to the markets, virtually the markets are. I don't know about some markets in Anambra, but if I'm in Enugu currently, so if you go to some markets in Enugu, you see that some markets are virtually empty. Like, people are not going to the market, and that in a way is going to reduce the prices of goods. So it's reducing the prices of goods, it's reducing inflation. Like, it's not putting pressure on inflation.
I don't agree with you.
Inflation.
I don't agree with you because you know why? The people, for instance, there is a place I went to buy something, and
yeah,
I told them I don't have any cash and I have to make through transfer. You know what they told me? They don't accept transfers. But if I must do transfer, they will add the charge, the 500 naira, 1,000 naira charge. The POS people will add for them to get the cash from their own bank. Is that not an inflation, increasing the price of goods? Something that you're supposed to buy 1,000 naira, you are buying 2,000 naira.
But if you can get the cash, there
is no way you can get that cash. There is no way you can get that cash without you spending extra within the value of what you want to buy.
That's where the problem is.
That is what we are talking about. And that is why the people are losing patience. You saw what happened in Edo State today, and in parts of Delta State, where people went all out to burn financial institutions like banks. And you are looking at an uprising in the waiting.
So what do you think should happen?
No. We are deliberating on it. The government is failing the people. That is what we're talking about. That is what I'm talking about. The government is failing the people. The people are losing patience. And ultimately, the ordinary people will be victims of this entire saga. Because I don't see the politicians. Yes. Because from my own perspective, I'm going to come back to you. Because this has to do with bankers. We've heard that some banks, we are busy hoarding money, selling it out to the highest bidder, and ultimately to politicians. So, creating scarcity of the currency. The central bank is saying that they are releasing money. The banks are saying they are not receiving money, and the rest of them. There is nobody to trust or believe. Now the people are now left to decide for themselves to be using old Naira notes with or without the bank receiving them. So what do you think?
Yeah. I feel that the CBN needs to do more in its printing of currencies. Like, they are complaining of lack of paper. They are giving different excuses for not printing enough currencies.
So they know
I think
changing it. Why change it? So ultimately, it is all about politics. They don't even care about the people. It's all about politics.
Yeah, it's all about politics. But the politics at the end, we should look at the long term. We should look at the long term. The politics at the end is going to favor the people. No,
I don't
because
think it's going to favor the people because it can go anywhere. Although also
okay,
people are saying that this whole thing that is happening is opening up the eyes of the people to reject APC and reject PDP and probably take the only alternative made available for them as provided by Labour Party presidential candidate Itobi. That is just the only narrative. If you are coming from that end, I can agree with you. But anything else, to be honest with you, it doesn't worth the waste, the crash on the economy, and the hardship being imposed on ordinary Nigerians who are out there suffering. So many children are going to sleep hungry. The businesses
hungry.
of people
I can
are
tell you that
crashing.
categorically.
Yes. So let us take the opinion of the other caller who is seated in the studio. Hello, are you ready to speak now? I don't think he's with us. Ndubisi, I'm coming back to you.
All right, Chinedu.
So trying to balance the equation and also the decision of the people to continue using the old Naira note as legal tender, irrespective of the fact that the CBN stood their ground that it is no longer a legal tender, the old Naira note, and as well the
Okay, allow Rebecca to speak.
No, I'm
Emeka,
coming to you. I will bring Emeka in later, please. Tell me what is your opinion and what would be the impact of people ignoring the CBN directive and continuing using the old Naira note as the legal tender outside the banking sector.
Hello, my Chinedu. From professional point of view, I think people are joking. They are just taking risk because CBN asks through memo to banks, and once CBN gives banks order to stop receiving old notes, there it ends. Even if you like burn branch of a bank close to your house, it doesn't concern the bank. You are just joking. Remember, all those money and the bank building are well secured through insurance. Banks secure their investment, all their assets are well secured, well insured. So if you go about burning bank branch, it's out of ignorance. You're wasting your time. Bank don't care. The next day they will give contract and build the whole building. Even if you, of course, you can't burn cash because cash inside bank books are well secured. It's fireproof.
No. We're not even talking about. We're not even talking about the bank, the attacks on bank and the burden of bank. I'm talking about the people's decision to ignore the banks. They are not even interested in taking the money to the banks. They have decided for themselves to continue using it as a legal tender.
Chinedu, I heard you. As far as Nigerian system is concerned, bank, CBN is the custodian of currency. So if the people decide to continue using money which is no longer legal tender, they are doing it at their own risk, because at the end of the day, banks will reject such money. CBN has already released guidelines through which you can deposit those money in central bank from now till 17th. The window is open from now till 17th. If after 17th, that window will close. If you like, continue using it now. Or if you continue using it, time will come when you discover that you are just deceiving yourself. So I think the point should be made now through media, sensitize the people through radio station and everywhere, that people should go and deposit old notes in the bank. Meanwhile, CBN, I believe, is making arrangement to flood the market, the banks, with new Naira note, lower bills from tomorrow, I believe. If not, people should lie low. People should just endure. During COVID-19, people stayed at home for almost 1 year. People did not die. Some of these protests we are seeing here and there are being sponsored by people. So it is left for us, some of us who have knowledge, some of us that have platforms, some of us that have voice, to continue sensitizing the people. Tell people to lie low. People should just
Okay.
manage as much as
Okay,
possible.
Ndubisi,
Mm.
I'm going to put this call on hold. Let us take this call from our caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Can you turn down the volume of your listening device and talk to us through your call? Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm calling from Italy.
All right, you're calling from your name, please.
My name is Tina.
All right, Tina, go on with your submission. What do you have to say with respect to what we're discussing this evening?
Yeah, good evening, my brother. You are doing a very great job. I just comprehend you.
Thank you.
But I want to let you know that this whole thing of this Naira swag is a very good development from by the CBN. But the only thing is that what CBN must have done before all this problem, so that the masses will not be in problem, they will have made sure they print one naira, five naira, 10 naira, 100 naira, plenty in the market before they decided to say they want to change this money. You understand?
Yeah.
So that mistake has been done already. I think what they will have done now that will make the poor masses not to suffer is to print more money, like 100 naira, many 100 naira in the market, so that people can be see this money to be using.
They are complaining of their inability to do so. Their inability to print more money.
But that is impossible. If they know that they cannot print more money, why did they start it at all?
Exactly.
The masses cannot just be suffering.
That's the point. That's the concern of many Nigerians.
Because it is not even in the grassroots, our mothers in the village, they don't have access to internet. How can they transfer? So they will have thought of those people before they begin to do their Naira swag something. I know it's a good development because according to CBN, I think they have more than 2 trillion that is in circulation. That is not in circulation. That people don't hold in their house. The country cannot grow like that. You understand? It's just a good development, not that they did not plan it well. They did not plan it well. And all these protests we are seeing up and down, I believe the politicians are the ones sponsoring them, so that this election that is coming, to create confusion for this election, yes. Because this election, if people don't have money, how can they come out to go and vote? This thing is going to destroy this election, I'm afraid. Unless CBN print more money out before this election, they still have time. Today is just 15. We still have more 10 days. Maybe from tomorrow or next week, maybe there will be a little money out in circulation, so that at least people can see money to eat. Because somebody that does not eat, can you tell that person to go and vote?
Don't you think that it will even induce more people to sell their vote if they are being crushed by the hardship? Or do you think that is going to make them more angry with the system, that they want to punish the government in power by voting out APC and the people they believe have made their lives miserable? How do you see that?
No. To me, I believe that with this money not in circulation, it will make buying of votes to be very easy. Because somebody that doesn't have 1,000 or 2,000, and because my belief is that the money CBN said they have been pumping out in this new money that is not in circulation, I believe that it is politicians that are taking this money from the bankers. I believe they are the one buying this money from the bankers. So if on that day of voting, they can be giving this money to these people to go and vote for them, it's going to be easy. This vote buy is going to be easier. If there's no money circulation.
I think personally going forward, myself, I'll be taking it upon myself to inform Nigerians to get ready to ambush anyone that will be bringing out such money to buy votes. Because these are the people that had made your life miserable over the past few weeks, where people are looking for cash, families going hungry, businesses crashing. Such people should be labeled the enemies of the people and must be punished by voting them out. That will be the position I'll be taking in moving forward on this platform, as far as I'm concerned.
I know, my brother, but the fact is that we have so many. I think they have about 70,000 polling units in the whole federation. But how can we be there?
That's why we need to increase more on our sensitization.
Okay.
Thank you very much for calling from Italy. We hope you continue subscribing and liking and sharing so that more people will get properly informed as we are dishing it out from this platform.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
God bless you too. So we'll be going back again to our analysts who are already waiting in the call room to continue the discussion on this program. Ndubisi, let us take from Emeka, who have not spoken this far. Hello. What's your submission with respect to what we're talking about this evening?
No problem. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, my name is Emeka Ozugbo.
Emeka Ozugbo, go ahead with your submission, sir.
I've been hearing the conversation from everybody. But let us be truthful. Do you know what makes the country to start moving forward? When most of the citizens are telling themselves truth. You see, Chinedu, redesigning of the Naira is good. As the money being inserted into the country is lesser than what they should insert. Understand me? That one is where I don't like it. Because they've never inserted enough funds into their system, okay? But if they do this because of 2020 election, yeah, that one goes down with me. I like it like that way. But know that this should happen in other parts of the world. You know what the things that we do? If they have big projects, what they will do is that they will stop most of what they are doing, most of their projects. When they go to bank, what they will withdraw is for their immediate need. Like things that have 20 million in the bank, we might go and withdraw 100 or 200,000 naira for his immediate need. When things normalize, you understand me? But we are not like that. Nigerians are not like that. Nigerians that have 20 million in the bank, we go and withdraw this whole 20 million, keep it in his house, and start brandishing it, using it to show people that he has arrived. Like an example of, there are some guys that are living in either UK or US. I saw them on net where they were splashing the new Naira note. How did they get it? And they were talking rotten things from their mouth, and they were smiling and laughing. These are people, their fathers, their mothers, their uncle, aunts are in Nigeria. Without that money, they're happy over there because they have the money. Is it not? What kind of human beings are like? Why should people be behaving like that? If there's people from other parts of the world, they will not take it, because that one that have taken it, no matter how they get it, it's a kind of putting us into coma, it's not good. So redesign of the Naira is good, but the fund in the circulation to be lessened. We still have to support the system. If truly federal government want to sanitize this next election, that is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emeka, for that submission. Ndubisi, what's your take? What do you got to say about this? Moving forward, the solution. We are now on the path of solution. Ndubisi, are you there?
Yes, Chinedu, I'm here.
Go ahead.
The solution is simple. CBN should release new notes, lower bills, 50 naira, 100 naira. As at yesterday, they should release enough. But you know, the problem is, even though we are talking of solution, Nigeria is a complex society.
Mm.
Nigeria has no database. If you are talking of solution, people will still go and hijack the money. So I think the solution, what I'm pleading with the people is to endure. Endure. I know the crisis we have now is enough to put fire everywhere in Nigeria and overheat the system. And it wouldn't be of any benefit to the ordinary people, because it's the ordinary people that will bear the brunt, that will suffer most. In any crisis situation, it's still the poor masses that suffer. So there is no solution other than to plead with people to endure. Because these political hawkers are so wicked and so heartless that they don't care for anybody. If you are thinking, Chinedu, that the politicians are doing anything to solve the people's problem, you are making mistake. Even if what Erufai them are doing by going to Springfield, they are only doing it for their own sake. For their own sake, because they want to win an election, you know. So I don't see any solution in sight. The only solution I see is pleading with people to exercise patience. Let this 25th election come and pass. Because what is happening now is political. So for political consideration, there is no solution. It is elite politics. In Nigeria, it is the elite politics. The masses will always suffer. That is my position, Chinedu.
All right. To my brother there, who have made the submission earlier, let's have your opinion on this,
Hello,
because we are wrapping up any moment from now.
yeah, Chinedu, my submission also. Yeah?
Okay.
Emeka, hang on. Emeka, hang on,
I should
please.
go.
Emeka, hang on. Well, I
Okay,
will come
okay.
back to you.
All right.
Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. There's nothing really much to say after in the BC. No, we need to just hang on. We need to just be patient. No, we've suffered 2015 that Buhari entered. We've been suffering from inflation. The inflation figures have been going high. It has been going high. It have gone higher than this. If CBN are not making some drastic, painful decisions, they had to make some painful decisions like cutting the supply of money and all that. So it's for our own good. It's for our own good. And anything that this is the first time that you are seeing political actors, elites, coming out to fight policies of the government. Since the beginning of this administration, they've not been active in fighting or in trying to propagate solutions. But now that they're going to Supreme Court, going to different places to fight the government, fight the policies of the government, which we should suspect as massive, because all this while the governors, the local government, they've not been doing anything, even though they can say the powers rest with the federal government. They've not been doing anything on their own part. Insecurity is on the high and everything is on the high. This is our only chance. Assuming most of us are educated and we're seeing the long-term benefits of this policy, I think we should just hang on. After the elections, if it still continues, then we know what to do. It's just a short while. The pain is just for a short while. That's what I have to say.
All right. Okay, Emeka, just briefly tell us your opinion so that we'll take a recap on what we are talking about and the position of the people today before we wrap it up completely. Emeka, over to you, please.
Yes, Mr. Chinedu. If this rising of the Naira is for this election, this progressive election,
Yeah.
I go with it. Okay. Because we know some people that have billion van of cash in their house. Look at what happened about this sign of the Naira, and 3 governors went to court. Why these are states that people have been killed for so long and they have not done anything. You understand me? So what should happen if it's because of this election is to go on? And it is time we should cut our expenses, okay? We should cut our expenses to close with the redesign of the Naira because of the local capital that have been in your hand, to close with it so that this thing will elapse. So this will make our deceitful prayers to start to work because in Nigeria, people pray deceit. Our prayers in Nigeria is 99.9% a deceit because we are praying for Nigeria to move forward, but we are not physically working towards it. Is it not a deceit? You understand me? So if it's to make Nigeria better, they should go on. And people should cut their expenses to close with the system because I know it will not take long. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you all for joining us on this program. On today's political review, when we'll come right back, we'll be taking your closing remark as we are going to take a recap of the main story we are bringing to you, coming straight from the street. I'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Stay connected.
Money plenty wey we go send o.
See money, say na so. No be like that now.
Your name again. Your name.
My name is Ayo. I don't feel like you bros.
You talk.
Get money, we not fit spend am.
The problem is we don't know where the one that we listen. Adaba FM talk say they have extended it. Mojala talk say they have extended it. Now they now come say they now collect it again. And the today's news, they say that our people have responded and they said they will not collect it. Why they are support us like this? They did not supposed to support us like this. They are our leader and we're obeying them. We have to do election. And sometimes they will take us to go and cast our vote. I have my PVC here. This is my voter's card. This is my voter's card here. This is my voter's card. I'm not going to vote anybody. They are not ruling. They don't have anything to do with us. Let them leave us alone. Let them leave us alone. Let not stop.
Now we need change. You don't too much.
Your name. Your name.
My name. Isa na my name. Isa na
So
my name.
why the protest?
Because Isa, we have money in the bank. We can access our money. Can't access money. See, there was queue in this bank. 1,000 people on the queue to get our money for us. We are suffering. No food, no money, no fuel. Why? I thought our money we have sweat for. I'm not because money is unfair. I'm tired. I'm a graduate. No job in the country. Now me, I'm doing a contract to survive. Now even though I did that, my money to even if I want to buy food, I can't because of everywhere we take
That is it, and that is the major story we are looking at, the crisis that is happening in Nigeria as a result of shortage in the flow of the Naira currency and the uprising that is loading, and as well the election, the impact it is going to have on the election that will be coming up in Nigeria from next weekend. And I want to use the opportunity to appreciate our team of analysts who have joined us, and also those who called and those who dropped their comments. Just continue with the comment section as we continue on this deliberation. But before I wrap it up, let me take some of our final words from our team of analysts who are already in the call room. Beginning with Emeka. Emeka, tell us or give us your closing remark as to the way forward the way forward to all this. Emeka, if you are hearing me, unmute yourself and give us your closing remark as a form of a way forward, because we can't conclude this by profiling solutions to this whole madness. Emeka, are you there with me? If he's not there, the next person should take it up.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Okay, Emeka, continue.
Emeka, yes. Mr. Chinedu, Nigeria is all about personal interest. That is why we are not moving forward. So the day we start group interest, that is the day our deceitful prayer will start to have effect. If not, we are deceiving ourselves with prayers. Let me stop here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Prayer will not answer the problem. They will not solve the problem. But what will actually solve the problem, according to Emeka, is for us to do the right thing. I guess, Emeka, if I'm not putting words in your mouth, for people to take up their PVC and do the right thing. Is that so?
And do the right thing. Yes, that is it. That is it. Tinedu, in one sentence, okay? How can I be praying for somebody to be in a position, elective position, while I don't have a voter's card? Am I not deceiving myself with prayers? My prayer should be me having a voter's card and telling people why they should vote for that person. You understand me? We've been praying for Nigeria to be better. How do we do our work in our various offices? Let me stop here, Chinedu. Thank you.
Thank you, Emeka, for joining us. God bless you. And the next person there, please give us your closing remark because we're running out of time.
I would say we should all get our PVCs. We're in election. This is what is trending all over the world, all over Africa. Nigerian election. We should all get our PVC ready. I'm not saying that I should vote for anybody, but vote for Labour Party. This is the person that I feel that has the best interest for us. Has the best interest for
Go on, please.
He has shown compassion. He has shown commitment. I'm not saying that I'm bipartisan or I'm non-partisan. I'm partisan in this regard because I am conscious and I'm reasonable to know that this person has the best interest for us. So let's just hold on tight and focus on the elections, and let us not use ourselves as tool for the elite. The elites have been using us as tools against ourselves. Let us come, as Emeka said, let's come together as a group and chase these people away and take back our country. The country belongs to us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. And finally, Tondubisi, your submission so that we wrap it up.
My advice is that people should lie low. People should manage themselves in the next 2 weeks. Come Saturday next week, we will do the right thing. And what is the right thing? Vote out APC and a PDP and vote in Labour Party. It is only through that we will register our frustration and anger and our suffering over the past 8 years. Then we can go to church and thank God for having a new order.
Like you are saying that everyone should lie low, to go low, like low. Then on 25th of February, they will go out and booga the corrupt politicians out of power.
Exactly. That is the advice.
Okay.
We should just manage our costs to the barest minimum.
Okay.
If it means staying indoor, let us stay indoor. We will not die. Nobody will die. We will survive till next Saturday.
All right. Yes. Thank you very much, Ndubisi. And that is where we're wrapping it up on today's edition. And thank you to gentlemen who joined us on today's political review. We hope to have you back again tomorrow, same time from 7 p.m. till about any time where we get exhausted. And we expect your calls to be coming in, be part of this conversation. Let your voice be heard, because that is our commitment on this platform, to give you a voice. We've gone through a whole lot to bring your voice to the hearing of the global community. So be part of this very big family, BVI Channel 1, where we say the truth the way it is. Be part of this by clicking on the subscription button, and as well, you can be a member of this platform to support what we are doing. Our effort is selfless. We are not business media. We are advocates for good governance, and that is what we are committed to. Thank you very much for being part of this program. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep watching everything that is coming from this platform, because they are all verified and truth to the core. I'm also Lieutenant Peters saying good night to you all. May God bless you. Stay safe at all times. That has always been my prayers.